Hello everyone. Welcome to Marking Up with HTML for Beginners. I'm Amit Kumar and this is the 19th tutorial, Non-HTML Resources. So friends, as we are dealing in the section of hyperlink, today we are going to discuss about some of the resources which are sometimes not supporting in our browser to open, and we have to download those resources. So let's see them one by one. Now, when linking to a resource that will be downloaded like a PDF or Word document or streamed like a video or audio, we should add clear wordings to reduce any kind of confusion. Like sometimes we simply provide meaningless hypertext to these links, and definitely it creates confusion both to the users as well as to the screen readers. So for example, we should provide extra information with hypertext as follows. Now note down how we have a detailed explanation about resource in hypertext. Now clearly you can see we have made 3 paragraphs, and in each paragraph there is an anchor tag. That means there is a link in each paragraph, right? Now here the first one is related to a PDF file. As you can see in the URL, it's actually linking to a PDF file, and it is telling in the hypertext that this file can be used to download the sales report, which is a PDF file and size is 10 MB. Similarly, if you see the second anchor, here there is one more attribute known as target, and the value of the attribute is _blank. So if you have seen one of my previous tutorial, I have told you that when this target attribute's value is _blank, then the resource will open in a new tab. Hence, this certain resource will open in a new tab, and this is nothing but pointing to a video, right? Now this video is of HD quality. So these things like video is to open in separate tab, it is of HD quality and you can watch the video. These things is expressed in the hypertext. Similarly, there is another link to a game which requires Flash, and the same thing is mentioned in the hypertext. Now when we are linking to a resource that is to be downloaded, we can use the default attribute to provide a default save file name. Fine. So whenever you are providing a link to a resource which is to be downloaded only, which cannot be played or which cannot be opened on the browser, then we should mention a default attribute. And whatsoever name we will mention in the default attribute, then the file is going to be saved by that name only. Of course, the user have the right to change the name even after mentioning it in the default attribute. Now, for example, let me show you here. Suppose the report file, the PDF report file which I have shown you last time, if we want to save that report file always with the name rreport.pdf, then we should mention this in the default attribute. Now let me tell you, our modern browsers are capable to open PDF files. Hence, in those situations where the browser is opening the file, then this default attribute is useless. But this is useful only in those situations when the resource is unable to be opened by the browser. Now let's see some best practices to follow while linking. Now don't repeat the URL as part of the link text. Sometimes I have seen some of the hyperlinks which is containing the URL itself as a hypertext. First of all, it looks very ugly. Second, even when the screen reader reads such links, it sounds very ugly as well. Now don't type link or links to in the link text, as both the screen reader and the user knows that this is a link. So need not to mention that it is a link. Otherwise screen reader will read it as, now here's a link which is linking to a link that is. So definitely it sounds very awkward, right? So don't use the text link or links to in the hypertext itself. Keep the link text as short as possible, right? As screen readers need to interpret the entire link text. If the link text is quite lengthy, then definitely it sounds very awkward from the screen reader. Now minimize instances where multiple copies of the same text are linked to different places. Now don't use same hypertext for 2 different links if they are linking to different resources. All these things you will understand as soon as I will show you the practical. So without wasting any time further, let's proceed to our desktop. Now here is our Notepad++. I have created 2 HTML files for you for the explanation. Now this file is meaningfullinks.html and this file is part of the tutorial 19 folder itself. Now you can see the title of the page is meaningful hypertext. I have given two subheadings. The first subheading is confusing hypertext. The next subheading is meaning hypertext. It should be meaningful hypertext. Fine. So now let's see the differences between the links. Now I have used the same link in both the examples. Now if you will see, this is tutorial1.pdf, a link to the PDF file which is residing in the same folder. So this is tutorial1.pdf. And I have written a text to it like download. Okay, fine. And definitely it's not meaningful. The user will not understand what he or she is downloading and what is the size of the file. So plenty of confusion over here. And similarly, the second link, which is opening a YouTube video on a new tab, it is printing only watch video, right? So these hypertext should be meaningful. And now here you can see I have given a meaningful hypertext here, like download tutorial 1, size 155 KB. And here that hypertext is tutorial 18, video opens in a separate tab. So clearly you can see I haven't used a lengthy hypertext, but definitely I have used a meaningful hypertext. Now let me clarify you that this is a PDF file and in my modern browser this will open. So definitely it will not download. But after opening, it's up to you whether you want to download or not. So this download option, this hyperlink will open the download option only to the resources which is unable to be opened in the browser. Now let me run this file. So run and launch in Chrome. And now you can see this file meaningfullinks.html. Now these are the confusing hypertext which was not explanatory at all. Now let me click on this download. So as you can see, it is opening that PDF file, right? Now, if I will click on this download tutorial 1, size 155 KB, it will also open the same file. So link will work properly for both of them. The only thing is hypertext is not meaningful here. Similarly, when you will click on this watch video, what sort of video it's going to open and whether it will open in a new tab or not, nothing is mentioned here. But if you'll see this hyperlink, this hypertext, it's quite explanatory. So we have seen our first file and we have seen the importance of using meaningful hypertext. Now let's see what are the best practices we should follow. And for that I have created a bestpractices.html file. Now here you can see I have created two subheadings as wrong examples and correct examples respectively. In the wrong example, I have linked to tutorial1.pdf. So the link is always same. But you can see the first one. Definitely I have repeated the URL itself, right? So definitely it's not meaningful. Second one, I have used the text links to, so that when the screen reader will read it, it will sound really ugly. And if you'll see this hypertext, it's quite lengthy, though it's explanatory, but it's quite lengthy. So these are some issues in these three hyperlinks. If you will see the next three, so all of them is saying go to, and go to, but they are linking to different resources, right? So we should provide meaningful name to them. We should not use the same hypertext for different links. So these are some wrong practices that we follow. Now let me show you the correct example for it. Now for the first three, I have shown you one single example which is self-explanatory, as well as it is not quite lengthy. Now here you can see I have used the default attribute as well, so that whensoever we are saving this, it should be saved with this certain name. But it won't work for the PDF. As you know, PDF will open in the browser. Now I have used three links over here, Google, Facebook and YouTube links, and I have given meaningful names to them. So definitely it's better than these, right? So let me show you how it appears on the page. Run, launch in Chrome, and clearly you can see these are some wrong examples and these are some correct examples to provide a link whensoever you are using hyperlink in your document. So in the next tutorial, we are going to discuss about links for email, and that marks the end of this tutorial. Hope to meet you in the next video tutorial. Till then, thank you and happy programming.